This fucking rat thought he could DM me and tap in. Yo, 50 Cent, come get this fake 6-year-old kingpin out of my fucking DMs, nigga. Should've worked a regular job like my father, nigga. Big Meech, Big Screech. Yo, Lil Meech, call me Lil.
50 Cent is spiraling like never before right now. Ever since Jay Prince pulled out those so-called files accusing 50 of being a snitch, the whole scene has turned messy, and it's getting uglier by the minute. What makes it wild is Jay Prince might have finally found somebody who ain't scared to clap back with full force. People been side-eyeing 50 for years, whispering that it's real hypocritical for him to scream, "Big Meech is a snitch," when there's been chatter that maybe 50 got some paperwork floating on him too. But here's where it flips crazy. Word is Jay Prince went full savage mode and allegedly cooked up fake documents to make it look like 50 was working with the feds. Faking paperwork? That's next level grimy. But 50 wasn't letting it slide. Not even for a second. He blasted Jay Prince, calling him a liar, a fraud, and a wannabe gangster who bullies young rappers and robs them clean. According to 50, Jay's whole empire is built off milking new artists while he plays dress-up as some kind of boss. Now the streets are asking the million-dollar question. Are the snitching rumors about 50 real? Or is Jay Prince just spinning fake heat to tear down his name? Why would Jay even go through that much trouble if there wasn't at least a little dirt hiding under the rug? Something about this whole beef just doesn't add up. And don't forget, 50 still ain't letting Big Meech breathe either. He's pressing Meech nonstop over those snitching claims, and from the looks of it, he's not backing off anytime soon. The internet is on fire right now, totally split down the middle. Some people are saying 50 Cent has no business pointing fingers at anybody, while others are screaming that Big Meech is nothing but another rat rapper. But just when it couldn't get messier, rapper Top 5 jumped in and threw gasoline on the flames. He exposed Big Meech for sliding into his DMs and didn't hold back one bit. Top 5 straight up called him a rat, tagged 50 and said, "Yo, 50 Cent, come get this fake 60-year-old kingpin out my DMs before I crash out." And to make it sting even worse, he dropped the hashtag #Big Screech ! That one had social media buzzing like crazy. Of course, 50 couldn't resist. He reposted the clip with his own savage twist, saying, he probably want to borrow some money from you.
You know what I mean? I can't believe people play with people's intelligence the way they play with people's intelligence and intellect, you know, the way they do today. You know, people are telling lies for a living. You know what I mean? They actually lying to y'all for a living, but as you can see,
Gangsta 50 is running full demolition mode right now, and nobody's safe from his trolling. Most of the rap game has been silent about this beef, and for good reason. Everyone knows how 50 Cent moves. One wrong word and he'll roast you for life. But at the same time, staying silent makes you look like a yes man, and nobody wants that smoke either. Still, a few voices have spoken up, and some of them are saying 50 has no right to talk about snitching when they claim he's the biggest rat of them all. And you already know who's leading that charge, Jay Prince. Jay didn't hold back either. He came swinging hard, calling 50 every name in the book except a decent man. He made it loud and clear. He's riding with Big Meech. And honestly, nobody's shocked. But here's where it takes a dark turn. Jay Prince didn't stop at just words. Nope, he turned it up even more. Word on the street is Jay Prince took this whole beef to a new level, dropping fake paperwork to try and paint 50 Cent as a snitch. Yeah, you heard that right. Allegedly fake documents. And the gossip pages have been blowing up ever since, claiming Jay's been sneak dissing 50 nonstop on his Instagram stories, throwing shade like it's his full-time job. One insider even said Jay been bragging that 50 only uses Big Meech's name for attention, straight clout chasing, nothing more. But that ain't even the wildest twist. Rumor says Jay Prince once posted something completely insane, claiming he was the real founder of BMF, then deleted it before the blogs could screenshot it. People were like, hold up, what? And if that wasn't shocking enough, whispers say Jay's been moving dirty behind the scenes, possibly sending people to pressure 50, allegedly trying to shut him up for good. But let's be real, the last thing 50's ever gonna do is fold under pressure. And sure enough, he fired right back, coming at J. Prince with that same savage energy. 50 wasn't just talking tough either. He straight up dared Jay to pull up if he's really about that life. Then, to top it off, he posted a clip from Training Day on his page, basically sending the message, "I stay ready for war." 50 is making it crystal clear he's not ducking smoke from anybody. And now, the bigger picture is surfacing. People in the industry are fed up with J. Prince and all his family drama. It's looking like the younger generation of rappers is slowly turning on him, and the loyalty he once had ain't as solid as it used to be. More and more rappers are calling J. Prince out, saying they're done playing along with his games and fake tough guy image. If you know J. Prince, then you know there's always something shady brewing in the background. He talks like he's all about peace and protection, but insiders claim that's just the cover. What he's really doing, lining people up and dragging them into drama they never signed up for. And here's where it gets wild. Word on the street says J. Prince and his son Jazz Prince been running rigged dice games. Yeah, rappers and hustlers get invited, thinking it's just harmless fun, but they end up losing thousands, sometimes way more. And in darker cases, those games don't just cost money, they've allegedly cost lives. That's how heavy this mess is. For those who don't know, J. Prince isn't just some random street figure. He's the CEO and co-founder of Rap-A-Lot Records, one of Houston's biggest music legacies. But Jay doesn't just want to be known as a label boss. He parades around like he's the king of the city, literally calling himself the king of H-Town. And his sons, J. Prince Jr., Jazz Prince, and Baby J, move the same exact way. Flashy, powerful, untouchable. At least that's the image they want everybody to buy into. They've got their hands deep in both music and boxing, stacking influence wherever they can. But let's get into the unwritten law that's been running Houston, the infamous check-in rule. If rappers or celebs land in H-Town, they're expected to check in. And guess who's sitting at the top of that whole setup? J. Prince and his crew. The deal is real simple. If you're a rapper touching down in H-Town, you better tap in with J. Prince or one of his sons, or else things can turn ugly fast. In return, Jay offers what he calls protection. But don't get it twisted. This ain't charity, it's a straight-up hustle. J. Prince is stacking serious money from this so-called security setup, hundreds of thousands pouring in from artists who feel like they got no other choice. And here's the shady twist. Those same dudes providing protection are the very ones Jay allegedly sends after you if you don't check in. Let that sink in for a second. He's playing both sides, creating the danger, then charging for the fix. It's a manufactured cycle, where the trap is already set before your plane even lands. Refuse to play along? Boom. Suddenly you've got a problem you didn't ask for. It's a textbook setup, and one that feels dirtier the deeper you look. But it doesn't stop there. The whispers about those infamous dice games Jay and Jazz Prince host in Houston have now turned into full-blown accusations. Folks say the games are rigged from the jump, with sky-high stakes where losing money is just the beginning. You could lose your life too. Things hit a dangerous boiling point after the tragic death of rapper Takeoff. Almost instantly, fingers started pointing in every direction. Some blamed Quavo for even bringing him into that circle.
You catch J. Prince Jr. up here, me and you gonna get out.
Why? You hate him that much?
If I catch him up here, no jumper, let me catch that. He bet not ever get an interview up here.
I had him on the podcast 2019.
Yeah, okay, but he bet not come now.
He is welcome here anytime.
No, he
I
ain't.
will roll out the red carpet.
Try me.
J. Prince Jr., you are invited. Come pay us a visit.
He's too scared to come up here.
Scared.
That dude ain't coming up here. He know I'm in the building. And you know
Mob
better.
ties, buddy.
And you know better.
I'm not going for it.
Yeah, you know better.
I think he...
But a whole lot of people started side-eyeing J. Prince and his camp, wondering what really went down that night. But let's be real. Takeoff wasn't the first rapper caught up in this mess. And if nothing changes, he probably won't be the last. Let's rewind the clock a bit. Just a few months before Takeoff's tragic night, something real shady went down after one of those infamous dice games in Houston. Chicago's own Duke the Jeweler had just hit big, walking out with a clean $100,000 win. But here's the problem. Those games ain't built for outsiders to walk away winners. Word on the street is Duke was never supposed to leave that table with that kind of money. Before he could even make it to his car, he got ambushed in cold blood, robbed and left lifeless in the street. Witnesses said 2 masked men jumped out of a GMC truck, ran up on him, and snatched everything. Cash, jewelry, the whole bag gone in seconds. And here's where it gets suspicious. Those suspects, they were never caught. Not even close. Now remember, J. Prince always brags that he runs Houston, keeps the streets in order, keeps the city clean. But when Duke was murdered, radio silence. No justice push, no public outcry, nothing. And that alone had everybody raising eyebrows. Then the whispers started flying. People saying Duke never checked in with Jay when he landed in Houston. That move rubbed Jay the wrong way. And after that, you already know how it looks. Connect the dots yourself. Fast forward just a few months and we hit the night that shook hip-hop to its core. The Takeoff tragedy. That's when the fingers started pointing harder than ever at J. Prince and his camp. Plenty of folks put the blame on Quavo, saying he should have known better than to bring Takeoff around those circles, especially after what happened to Duke the Jeweler. And what makes it even worse, the whole situation was beyond pointless. It started over a dumb little argument at the dice table, just dudes puffing up their chests talking slick, flexing egos. But things spiraled quick. Voices got louder, tempers flared, and then somebody pulled out a piece. Shots rang out, chaos erupted, and the most heartbreaking part, Takeoff wasn't even involved in the argument. He wasn't throwing hands, he wasn't talking wild, he was just standing there, calm, quiet, a peaceful soul in the wrong place at the wrong time. And in seconds, his life was gone, snatched away way too soon. The man accused of pulling the trigger, Patrick Xavier Clark, was arrested and slapped with heavy charges. But here's where things get real sketchy. It's been almost 3 years now, and still, not a single trial date has been set. From the very start, the case looked suspicious. Just one day after Clark's arrest, he magically posted a $1 million bond and walked free. Just like that, straight from a cell to chilling on house arrest. And people were already side-eyeing that move heavy. But the story only gets stranger. By November 2023, Clark was suddenly released from house arrest altogether. And here's the kicker. No ankle monitor, no GPS tracker, nothing. The only restriction? A simple curfew from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. According to court documents, he's also banned from contacting certain individuals. But the whole thing feels like he's been getting special treatment behind the scenes. The restrictions on Patrick Xavier Clark were wild, including bans on contacting witnesses, Takeoff's family, and even his own people. But the detail that had everyone buzzing, he was specifically forbidden from speaking to J. Prince Jr. Now think about that. Why would the court feel the need to block that connection? What kind of behind-the-scenes link did they really have? That move had fans scratching their heads, asking the hard questions. What did J. Prince truly know about that night? And just how deep was he in this whole situation? The case has been slippery from day one. Clark going from jail to house arrest to nearly free while charged with taking someone's life. That don't sit right with anybody. People are saying it loud. Something behind the curtain is being protected. This ain't normal procedure, and it gets even worse. That trial still hasn't happened. It was supposed to go down in 2023, and here we are. No date, no updates, just silence. Meanwhile, J. Prince's name keeps circling the conversation, whispered in every corner of the industry. And while he plays innocent, most people aren't buying it anymore.
Steve, what are you talking about? What are you, bro? I lost mad respect for you because I used to have mad respect for you. When you had Shakur with you, when you lined Young Boy NBA up, why the you got Shakur with you? And this is why he acting like that. This is exactly why he acting like that. Talking about you got Young Boy NBA umbrellas and his keys to his car. Young Boy NBA told y'all niggas eat a dick. This is what he said. This is what Young Boy NBA said. Wack 100 was the most disrespect. Wild disrespect. I ain't even gonna repeat what Wack 100 said. Mad disrespect. Drake is beefing with Kendrick Lamar as we speak. I have not heard, this is the first time Drake got into some shit, and I hear you say shit to Kendrick Lamar now. Why do you think that you could tell us what we can and cannot say, man? Control your nigga. Control that. Ain't nobody gonna tell a nigga, hit the strap, and then we gonna sit there and be like,
The smoke is too thick, and the streets see right through it. And that's exactly why, when Jay Prince tried to flex on NBA YoungBoy, it backfired heavy. YB wasn't impressed at all. In fact, he saw straight through the stunt. Back in 2020, YoungBoy had a crazy situation when his Houston spot got burglarized. And guess what? He hadn't checked in with Jay Prince or his crew, and supposedly that didn't sit well with them. Not long after, YB's place got hit hard. Burglars walked off with his chains and even the keys to his luxury fleet. A white Bentley, a white Rolls Royce, and a white 2020 McLaren GT. Clean sweep. But it didn't stop there. The crew who hit the lick actually reached out to YoungBoy and demanded $30,000 in ransom if he wanted his stuff back. Straight up extortion. But YB wasn't rattled at all. He came back laughing, posting a video online where he clowned the thieves, calling them little kids who had no idea what they were doing. Then things took a wild twist. Jay Prince suddenly inserted himself into the mess. He claimed the burglars just so happened to reach out to him, and get this, he said they personally returned all of YoungBoy's stolen stuff to him. Then Jay went public, telling YB to come down to Houston and pick it up from him directly. Seriously? YB wasn't falling for it. He instantly called Jay out for trying to play him. He said if Jay was really trying to help, he could have hit him privately. Instead, Jay broadcasted it to the world, making the whole thing look like a setup. YB saw the hustle coming a mile away, and he knew showing up in Houston would have just meant getting finessed for even more money than the ransom. And YB isn't the only one tired of Jay Prince's games. More voices in the culture are speaking up loud. Even Cameron and Machi stepped in, calling the whole check-in culture washed out and tired. They straight up called Jay Prince an old bully who needs to grow up and stop acting like he's still in high school. And now it's 2025. People aren't scared to call him out anymore. That extortion hustle ain't flying no more. Even Whack 100 came out swinging, and he didn't hold back for a second. He put Jay Prince and his son straight on blast, especially Jay Prince Jr. Whack called him out loud and clear, asking why he thinks it's cool to run rigged dice games and hustle rappers every time they touch down in Houston. He said what a lot of folks been whispering for years. It's not just shady, it's downright embarrassing. And when it comes to 50 Cent's beef with Big Meech, 50 made it crystal clear. Jay Prince is the last person who should be talking about anybody else's name. According to 50, not only is he not a snitch, but Jay's the one with a closet full of skeletons he needs to worry about instead of trying to throw dirt on others. And trust, people online been roasting Jay Prince too. One user said, Jay Prince out here, a whole grandpa beefing while his son's out here scamming rappers with trick dice. Another one clowned, saying, ain't nobody scared of Jay Prince just because he likes to act tough. Bully, please? Meanwhile, 50 ain't losing an ounce of sleep over Jay's weak threats. He's moving the same way he always has, loud, fearless, and ready to turn every shot at him into another headline. And just to add fuel to the fire, Jay Prince keeps yapping about 50, but truth is, 50 don't even acknowledge him. Zero respect, zero energy wasted. It's like he doesn't even exist to him. At this point, the streets are buzzing, the blogs can't stop talking, and this whole mess is nowhere near finished. The drama's only getting hotter, and you already know it's gonna explode even more before it cools down. If you're rocking with this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this with your people. Drop a comment below. Whose side are you riding with in this wild back and forth? And yo, we'll catch you on the next one. This heat ain't slowing down anytime soon.